So today I want to show you the best and most painless way to build a WordPress website with AI. So what we're going to be building today is this site. So this is a static site I just vibe coded here. It's just got 2 pages. It's got placeholders for the other pages. And we're going to be adding it to this blank WordPress site that I have here. And who this video is for is if you've been building websites for clients using Elementor or full site editing, this is for you. This is a little bit more technical deep dive. If you're looking for just to build or vibe code a website with WordPress, I'll be making a different video for that. All right, so let's get started here. So the first thing we did is I'm going to be building again the WPVibe website with WPVibe. WPVibe is an MCP agent for WordPress. So we can build themes, basically anything you can do with WordPress, you can do with WPVibe and more. So we've got an initial website here. So I've created it here. It's just called new.wpvibe.ai. And I've seeded the design tokens. Now, again, the WPVibe, you just tell it you want to create a new theme. It'll automatically draft a theme for you. And then you can set your design tokens if you want there. Since I already had this static coded, I just took this and gave it to the AI and it seeded our site now. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this static site to AI and let it clone it in WordPress. Now, how are we building this in WordPress? So again, a lot of people will try to use full site editing or Elementor with AI, and the results are pretty bad. And the reason is that those are very abstract and it's hard for AI to make sense because, for example, with full site editing, you can have custom CSS on the page, you can have classes, the user can override the classes, the user can override the template. There's just so many places for AI to drift and get lost. I have found the best way to build with AI is just to use classic WordPress themes, so file-based themes, which are hybrid, that also support blocks. And then you might be asking yourself, well, how about non-technical people? How do they edit the site? And that's kind of the benefit of full site editing. Well, there's typically 2 stages. First is the building out of the site, and then it's editing the content or something. So you need to figure out where that line is at, and that's how you design your site. So we have found the best way is just to build out this website with AI, and then we've actually have AI custom fields that we've added to our MCP and our plugin that we ship with it. So it automatically can create customizable fields for you. We support custom post types, and I'll show you all that here today. So again, we're using classic themes, and we've also found that Tailwind CSS is the best way to do it because everything is co-located together and AI can reason about it. All right, so let's get started here. So what I'm going to do is you might see it pause here, but the time is 1:31. Let's see how long it takes me to create this. So again, this is our starting template. I'm going to be changing a few things here, like I'm going to be adding a mega menu, a blog, a cookbook with custom post types. None of that I did in the mockup. I just wanted to get the base styles down. So this is the mockup. This is our starting point here. And then, again, I'm just going to tell AI to get started here. So let's see how long this takes us. And I think the results will be pretty good because I've done a lot of tests of this over the last year. So here we go. All right, yep, let's go ahead and get started. Do you want to create just the header and footer or the front page first? All right, so it's aware. It's got the static template. I've connected it via MCP to our website, so it knows what it's working on over here. Now, while this is thinking here, you'll notice that we're in a draft preview. So if you are working on a live website, you'll see this if you're logged in, but people that are not logged in will actually see the regular website. So if we go up here and we open a new incognito window and we go to that website, we see the regular website. So essentially we create a sandbox on the website for you to work in. All right, so this is going to go ahead and do it here. So it's going to create the header and footer first. So again, this video will be paused throughout. So we'll be back. So I'm coming back here. So it's been working for about 2 minutes. And one thing that I do is I give it access to the browser. So there's lots of different ways to give it access to the browser. There's Playwright. Claude has a Chrome extension. I have a Browser Tools extension. But it's pretty crucial for it to have a feedback loop so it can work and then see what it's doing. So basically, this is checking its work right here. So if I go to this page and refresh, it's already built the header and the footer. And you can see it's exactly like our mockup here. So this is good progress so far. So we'll let it continue to work here and we'll be back. So this is wrapping up here. So it's been going here for a little over 8 minutes. And as you can see now, the front page was completely cloned and it exactly matches our mockup. So again, this is our static mockup here and it cloned it exactly. And then we've got the features. Now the features it's still working on. See, it's creating the pages right now. So this is just a blank tip right now. So here we go. Oh, there it goes. It's updating it. So it's updating our permalinks for us. And then it's doing a few other changes here. So let me go back to features and see. Yep, there it goes. All right, so now features has been completely cloned. And what's nice is, again, it's checking its work. But if I go back here and we'll go to the mobile view, it's completely mobile ready as well. So the good thing about Tailwind is it can reason about this. We have special instructions inside of our MCP that tells it, to focus on mobile as well. So all this is handled for you. All right, so let's go back here and see what it's doing. So it's created the pages now, and when it finishes, it should have completely created basically our mockup. All right, so it has finished up here, and I can kind of show you. So what it's been doing is it's been building it, and then it's been using the browser to check its work. So it says, yep, features page is exact, and then this is our final message here. So essentially, in about 10 minutes, we completely recreated our static mockup within WordPress, okay? So if we go here, it's created the pages, and this is exactly like our mockup. All right, so I'm going to close this out, and now we're going to start building out some WordPress features. So again, as I mentioned, some people might need to edit this. So what we can do is make fields editable. So let me show you that real quick. Can you make the headline editable with our AI custom fields from the Vibe plugin? We're back. So let me show you what happened here. So I said, can we make the headline editable? And then it says, good idea. And then what it does is it starts going through and figure out this current status right now. It also calls the WPVibe plugin to figure out how to make it editable. So it figured that out and it went ahead and did it. And as you can see now, this is now we can edit. And if we click this here, it's right here. So you can do this to any field. So just an example here, for example, this is a site I've been working on, and any of these fields we can make editable, and then the user can edit it. So you can see we have several different fields on here. So I can select images. We have all different kind of field types that you can use. And this actually makes it easier for the end user because they're not stuck in the full site editing mode wondering which setting is going to break their website. So let's go back to our site that we're working on, and now let's add some native WordPress features. So obviously on our website, I want a blog. So I'm going to go ahead and add a blog, and then we'll add some custom post types because I want a cookbook as well. And then just what else is coming up is we'll make this a mega menu. So I'm back, and again, we just said add a blog, and I want to show you what all it did because this is really smart here. So first of all, just from this, it built a complete blog and some test posts here. So how did it do that? So the first thing it did is it figured out the pattern that we're currently using. So since we've built out the home page and the features page, it just copied that pattern, okay? And then what it did is like, oh, we need a blog page. So it created a page for us, and it set up our routing in WordPress. So we have a static home page and a blog page. And then it went through and installed everything here. So it's live, it checks its work, and it's all done. So you can see now it's 1:55. We've created a site, we've added a blog in literally 20 minutes here. So if you were to do this in the past, the traditional way, you're talking days as opposed to minutes here. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to add our custom post type, and then we'll do some tweaking because some of this stuff I want to tweak. For example, I don't want the blog up here. I want it down here. We need to link up the about page and other stuff. What I want to do is I want to create a cookbook page. So I want to create kind of proven patterns that you can use with WPVibe MCP to create stuff in WordPress. So think like an SEO audit playbook, WooCommerce type stuff. So what does that custom post type look like? All right, so again, what I'm doing here is I'm just brainstorming. So I don't really know what, I mean, I kind of have an idea of what I want, but I want to go back and forth with the AI to see what we can build out here. All right, so this is what it came up with, and I'm just going to go ahead and have it create this because it's so easy to create this stuff now and so easy to change it that you can just kind of get close to your idea and then tweak it from there. So I'm going to say, let's go ahead and let's just do as proposed here. So let's see how long this takes and let's see what it comes up with. So it added the custom post type here, and if I hit add new, you can see it has all the fields we need. Now it did run into one issue here. It could not seed it with content because this is a draft theme right now. So after we promote this to publish, we'll seed it, and our section here should show recipes. All right, so let's continue on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to populate the about page, the agent page, and our pricing and terms. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it URLs for that to copy. Okay, so I've pasted in 4 URLs I want it to use, and then I'll tell it how to use them. All right, let's do the about page, the agent page, the terms and privacy. I've posted in 4 URLs. Let's follow these, but make them appropriate for WPVibe. On the about page, you can copy the images and download those and add those to the about page. And on the agent page, again, you can look at our MCP. I want to kind of explain our philosophy, especially how we do themes and how we focus on primitives for working with WordPress and AI efficiently. It's now finishing up, and I want to show you what it's done here. And I want to give you a tip too. So you can see this is the agent pages that it created. And then it also created a about page. And then it created our terms and privacy. So you might be asking, how did it know to create all this? So one is always give it examples. So I pasted in 4 URLs that I had crafted before. It took the way I presented that information, the verbiage, the context, and it applied it to the WPVibe site. I also gave it access to the source code, so it actually knows what WPVibe is in the MCP. So it wrote that. That took about 10 minutes, and all those pages are created now. Let's work on the mega menu now. So, okay, I think this looks great. So the top menu is a little verbose. Should we create a mega menu up there? And if so, what should that look like? Like, should we have features highlighted? Let's brainstorm that. All right, so now we're just going to discuss the mega menu real quick. And what's really cool about this is, again, if you try to do this in Elementor, it will take you probably a whole day to build out a mega menu, and you'll probably have to buy a plugin to do it with. So what we're going to do is we're going to plan this out, and let's see what happens. It's kind of given me a preview here, and I'm just going to agree, and let's just see what it does. It's wrapping up here, and it did create it, and I would probably iterate on this a little bit. This is I think it's good, but I would want to change some stuff around, probably amp up the design a little bit too. And again, we could go back and forth with this, and I might do that. By the time you see the real website, this will probably look different, so you can check it out then. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to create featured images for our blog post, and I want to display the latest 3 blog posts on the homepage, maybe above the CTA. So the featured images I want to create is we're going to use our Gemini skill, which I'll give you access to, and I want to use the WPVibe logo, again, which you should have access to. It's SVG right now. Convert it to a PNG if you need to. And I want to use the Wapuu. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Wapuu, but here's the website on it. And I checked the licensing on it. I think it's GPL, and we need to give credit. So I want to make sure we do that. But basically, I want to give the Wapuu like a voice, kind of like a comic strip, where it's saying something in regards or commenting on the blog article. Does that make sense? A little bit longer. We're at 3 o'clock. I had to research the Wapuu and see how we could use it. So it did build it, and I think it looks pretty awesome. So if we click here, we've got the Wapuu, we've got our attribution, and then also we finally, the last thing we did, I'll show you the home page, is we added some just some eye candy. So I told it just to add some eye candy, and it was like, you already have animation on the home page, so you might want to keep it subtle. So it animated our stats here, and then as you scroll down, the sections just slowly fade in. So I thought that was cool. Again, that's just a prompt away, super easy to do, and then you can see it did add our latest 3 blog posts down here at the bottom. So anyway, I'm not sure if when I release this video, if this new site will be up yet. It'll probably be a day later because I've got some tweaks to do. But I do want to get this video out as soon as possible. So if you like it or have any questions, let me know, and would love to hear any feedback.